Hello everyone, welcome to the Internet of Things project, interacting with LEDs, turning on and turning off. In this video I am going to show you how to control 4 LEDs with the system of the Internet of Things. Well, first of all, you can find this link of my webpage in the description of the video. So please go to the description and copy paste the link in your browser and you will find this schematic on my webpage, and as well you will find the codes and the materials you need to make the project on your own. Okay, so first of all, let's start with the system of the Internet of Things for this project. You can see the system consists in a microcontroller that is connected to a microcomputer, or it can be a computer as well. And inside the microcomputer you can run a software IoT. In this case we are going to use the software Node-RED that allow us to make a connection between the Raspberry Pi and a server. And actually the server, once the information is in the server, we can share the information with everybody. And those services actually are named cloud or internet services. And why I am using a microcontroller and a microcomputer? It is actually because in future projects I will be using analog input, and actually the Raspberry Pi doesn't have analog input, only has a digital input. So it is I think it is very handy to start from the beginning to know the interaction between a microcontroller and a microcomputer, because it can be done as well only with a microcontroller connected to the internet, but actually in the microcomputer we can filter some information that we don't want to send to the cloud in order to save memory in the cloud. And actually it is important to know that we can actually, if we only use a microcontroller, it is the microcontroller runs uses a firmware and only runs one code at a time. And actually with a microcomputer connected to the microcontroller, you can reprogram the code inside the microcomputer from any part of the planet, and just with the device connected to the internet. And that's why I think it is important to make the couple between them. And well, it depends at the end on the application. And okay, here you can observe the materials that we need to make the project. We are going to need 4 LEDs. I have chosen these colors, but you can choose another colors if you want. You need as well 4 resistors in order to protect the LEDs from the current. And I am using 220 ohms resistor, but you can use a little bit higher values. It's not a problem. I am using a protoboard as well in order to make this circuit. I am using an Arduino Uno original, but you can use the clone as well. But don't forget to download the driver of the Arduino clone on your Raspberry Pi. And you will need as well the USB cable in order to make a serial connection between the microcontroller and the microcomputer, a Raspberry Pi, and a smartphone. Well, you can use a tablet as well, or a laptop connected to the internet. But if you want to use your smartphone, it could be better as well, in order to see how the project works according to the teaser video that I have posted previously. You can see here the schematic, the pins of the LEDs, and you can see the connection to the digital pins of the Arduino, connected to the resistors, and the resistor to the ground. And once you do this, actually, you can start programming on your Raspberry Pi. You can find codes as well here on the web page. You just need to open this link, and here are the codes. And actually, if you need some support and doubts about the project, just send me an email. It's I give free support, so I will answer you as soon as I can. But you can send me an email. Here is my email address. Okay, so let's start with this code. Actually, that is the code of Node-RED. Okay, so in order to organize ourselves, we are going to connect our Arduino to the Raspberry Pi via USB. And once you do that, you need to check in which port is your Arduino. We are going to need the information later, and you need to type this command. It is DMESG. Click enter, and you will observe where is your Arduino. Let me look for it here. Okay, I don't find it. Wait a minute. Well, you will need to find your Arduino as well. Okay, it is here. You can see it is here, and we need to check in which port it is. Okay, I think I lost it. Okay, let me find the Arduino. Okay, sorry for the waiting time. There are many devices connected to my Raspberry Pi. Okay, in order to accelerate, actually you can disconnect and connect again. I am disconnecting and connecting again my Arduino. Okay, and actually it is here. You can see it. It is at the end, because I disconnected and connected it again, and it appears at the end. It's useful. You can see here is the manufacturer Arduino, and this is the port, and we will need this information in a bit in order to program the interface in Node-RED. Okay, so once you connect that, you need to run Node-RED on the Raspberry Pi. So I am on, this is the screen of my Raspberry Pi actually, and you need to go here to programming. You open Node-RED, and okay, you need to go here and copy this URL. And once you do that, you go to your browser and you paste it. Okay, yep, it is running correctly. Yes, here is the Node-RED window, and what you need to do first is here you need to copy this code, Control A, Control C, and you can paste it here, and import, Control V to paste it, and import. Wait a minute until this window disappears, and my flow is here. Okay, we can delete this flow in order to have a cleaner window. Okay, and the second step is to go to the code of the host. this here. Well, in order to let's make it clear first. This window it is for the software that runs on the hardware on the Raspberry Pi, but we need an interface as well in the cloud. And actually, Node-RED will help us to make the interface in the cloud. But in order to program in the cloud, we need this code. And actually, we need a host, actually a server that hosts the information. And well, there are many options. This is one of the hosts I like because it has a free version. This host is called Thread Sense Technique, and it is hosting Node-RED. And you can use 50 nodes for free, and actually it refreshes every 24 hours, but it's okay for this project. We don't need to have it 25/7 runtime. It is enough. But if you need to make a project where in which you need the server to run 24/7, you can check these options or go to another host. And you need to create an account here. I have already one account, but you need to create one, and once you have your credentials, you go into your account. And okay, this is my account. It is loading. Okay, this is how it looks. It's actually this server actually runs like Node-RED, but in the cloud. This is Node-RED on the Raspberry Pi, and this is Node-RED in the cloud, because this is a web page. So you copy this code, and as well the same process as previously. You copy here, and okay. Oh, this appears because I have done the code here. I have programmed it here, but I am sure it will not appear in your system. Okay, it is here, and I delete as well this flow in order to have a cleaner window. Okay, and we can name it as well flow 1. Okay, and okay, we can deploy this, and we can deploy here as well. Okay, I am going to explain you right now how it works. Well, these nodes actually come from this part that are these nodes. These nodes help us to create a dashboard, and you can see the dashboard that I have created here. Okay, you need to go here, go to dashboard, and then you go to this part, to this arrow, and this window will open. It's actually the user interface that we have right now, and with this user interface we will control the LEDs that are connected to the Arduino and the Raspberry Pi. So this is a user interface. Actually, all of them work correctly, and these nodes actually, when this is on, for example, this is an indicator actually, and when the bottom is on, I program it to send a payload that says red on, and when the bottom is off, I program a payload that is written as red off. So it's the same for all of them. If the it depends on the state of the button, the output will be, check again, will be red on or red off, the same as here, orange on or orange off. And I am joining all the outputs here. Why? Because the free version of the Fred server doesn't allow me to have many of these nodes, because this node Fred actually helps me to make the connection between the cloud and the hardware. I mean, this is a server stored in some. I mean, this web page is stored in some part of the planet, in some part of the world. I don't know where, but I have access to that server via this link. And actually, the node thread helps me to make the connection between my hardware and the server. So this node connects, as I am telling you, connects the hardware that this is running locally on my Raspberry Pi. And you can see here as well, I have the fret node, but this is the fret input, and this is fret output. So the information that I will send here with this user interface will be an output, and will be an output from the cloud, and will be an input to my Raspberry Pi. And as I told you, I am using the free version, and so I cannot use I cannot use several of these nodes to connect to each one. So I decided to join the information, to send the information joined, and I received the information as well, all the information in one single flow. And then I split it, and once I split it, I sent each information to the correct LED in order to control it. So this is how this code works. And this is actually just a debug node to check to check what is the output after joining all the information. You can go here to the debug messages button and you can check it. Example, if you go here, it's actually it is read on, but it is, the information is joined actually. So you will receive the information joined here. Okay, I think it's all for this part of the host. And here on your Raspberry Pi, once you receive the information, you split it as well a debug node in order to check that the information is arriving correctly from the cloud to your Raspberry Pi, that is the hardware. And once you split the information, I did a function actually that consists in an if and an else if. And for example, if the input is red on, I mean if this button is on and I am receiving red on because I programmed that here on the cloud, and I am receiving that message on the Raspberry Pi. If I am receiving that message, the output will be 1, and that 1 will be sent to Arduino via serial communication, and Arduino interprets that 1 as a voltage. Usually it's 5 volts, and that 5 volts will turn on the LED. And if the input is red off, the output of this node will be 0 and will be sent to the Arduino thanks to this node that makes a connection between the Raspberry Pi and the Arduino via serial communication. here. So if I receive red off, the serial communication message will be 0, and 0 Arduino interprets as 0 volts, and 0 volts will maintain the LED off. So this is how it works for all of them. Oh, and before I forget, actually, if you don't have this fret now and this fret node and the Arduino nodes on your Raspberry Pi, you can go to this part and manage palette, and you can install them here. You just need to type Arduino in order to install the Arduino nodes. It's this one, no red node Arduino. I have it already installed. And for the fret node, you just type fret, and this is this first one. Fret hosted no red 2 devices. And actually this node fret works with the protocol WebSockets. With the protocol WebSockets, it is a protocol that allows the communication between wireless communication over internet between the server and the Raspberry Pi. So this is how it works, and actually at the beginning I told you to check the device, that the port where your Arduino, the USB port where your Arduino is connected, and this is the port. In my case, you need to check in which port is your Arduino, and you copy this port and you go to this node, and you just need to select this port that you saw where your Arduino is connected, where is the USB port where your Arduino is connected, and you selected that, and that will help you to make the connection between Arduino. Okay, so see you in the next video. In the next video, I will show you how to. I will show you a video of how I am controlling the LEDs from my. I will show you the hardware actually, because okay, right now my LEDs are turning on, but in the next video you will see how it works, because I will record my screen, and I will record as well the Raspberry Pi, so you can see what is happening here. Okay, see you in the next video, and subscribe, like, and share, please.